And now the confrontation between the United States and Iran is growing even more dangerous as both sides signal they are preparing for the possibility that the ceasefire could collapse at any moment. On April 19, U.S. forces reportedly fired on and seized another Iranian flagged ship in the Gulf of Oman, expanding the naval standoff beyond earlier incidents in the Strait of Hormuz. According to reports, Washington is expected to decide within days whether to hand the vessel over to another country or tow it back to the United States. Just 2 days later, President Trump announced that the temporary ceasefire with Iran would be extended. Writing on Truth Social, he said U.S. attacks would remain paused until Iran submits a formal proposal for ending the conflict. However, he also made clear that the U.S. naval blockade would continue and military forces would remain fully prepared for action. Trump said that the extension came after requests from Pakistani mediators highlighting Islamabad's growing role as a diplomatic back channel between Washington and Tehran. Pakistan's Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif publicly welcomed the move, calling it an important opportunity to keep diplomacy alive. Now, still, Iran's leadership did not immediately respond to the extension, leaving major uncertainty over whether Tehran accepts the new terms. At the same time, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps issued a direct warning that any new U.S. or Israeli strike would trigger an immediate and powerful military response. An IRGC spokesman declared that Iranian forces remain on full alert with fingers on the trigger and warned that predetermined targets would be hit if aggression resumes. The message made clear that Tehran is preparing for retaliation, not surrender. Iranian state-linked media also released what it described as a potential target list of if war restarts. Now, among the reported targets were Saudi Arabia's Yanbu pipeline system, the UAE's Fujairah oil facilities, and the Bab el-Mandeb Strait, three critical routes for global energy exports. These locations are especially sensitive because they serve as key alternatives to the Strait of Hormuz. If Iran were to strike them, the impact on world oil supply could be massive, potentially sending crude prices sharply higher and shaking global markets. For now, diplomacy is still alive, but only barely. With naval seizures continuing, military threats growing louder, and strategic oil routes under threat, the region remains on the edge of a much wider conflict. Now, that's all for now. Drop down your opinion in the comment box and stay tuned for more.